Hey poker friends, welcome back to the video. You can see we slipped down to about 78. I did try 5 out a little bit. I played like 2 tables, but the rest was 2-0 multi-table. Wasn't great. Just didn't hit some hands, so I don't think we got outplayed. Just didn't hit hands. But anyway, it's not the true form. 78 is not the true number because we are dealing with what do you call it? The rake back as well, which currently we're still towards 26 or 27 of the 30, which I did plan for this week. So at the end, we're still trying to get 75, but currently the goal is to get 30 this week. So we're sitting at about 26. It's Friday now, so the goal was to hit 30 by end of this week, end of the weekend, which is perfect for us. So we do have a gut shot here. Going to bet, try and build the pot up. If we do get the miracle hand, maybe someone will have a set. We'll go back to it shortly. Someone's called. We don't really care about folds or not. We were actually just trying to build a pot. We just don't want someone to overjam. Unfortunate. We're just going to give up here since there's still 3 other people in the pot. If there was any one other and, showing extreme weakness and we have position, we could probably go for a bluff there. But since it was multi-way as well, it's probably not going to work as often as you think it would. So that's the reason why I didn't want to throw the bluff in as well. Because multi-way, there's going to be someone that's actually going to have a pocket pair or at least hit something. So it's less likely a bluff's going to get through unless you do 100% have like a read on someone who's, screaming weakness. All right, so we're going to bet this one. We've got top pair and we've got a flush draw and do have a straight draw as well, somewhat, but so do they. So just bet there. He's going to get a ton of folds. 5-2 suited, we could make a play, but I don't think it's going to be good enough. He's short stack as well. Not that he's that short. We could probably still 3-bet there. But sometimes you 3-bet there and the big blind will come in over the top. And then you're going to be forced to either make a big call, but you do have position, or do a tight lay down. All right, going to do a bit more defending, 10-8. The reason why I think I'm doing a bit more defending, I've overheard that the rake is actually not as much on CoinPoker compared to GG. So we're going to do a ton more defending. 10-8 just defending. Aces now, we're going to 3-bet. I like betting to 7 big blinds. Even if it was ace king, even if it was 10-9 suited, try and throw it to 7. The reason why I throw it to 7, I got a fault. The reason why I do throw it to 7 is you want to adjust to make sure that we don't give them a good enough price. All right, so it's a low board. This is actually really good for us. I'm going to bet again. Yeah. Yes, you can have a 4 sometimes, or it could actually have nothing, but sometimes you could have jacks, 10s, medium pocket pairs, even 7s or 6s have some type of straight draw. And yeah, we can charge him a lot. So that's the reason why we still bet there. And he's going to get a ton of folds. By the time he actually does have an overpair, or, that we do beat, we're to get stacks in, hopefully, or at least get a huge chunk. We could play, but we're going to be out of position. Plus, we're going to be against a short stack, so we're going to fold here. And I think Starboard's actually quite an aggressive player, so from memory. So there's 2 reasons there to fold. So short stack and aggressive big blind. If he knows that we're playing against a short stack, he could know that we're a little bit wider in that spot. So then people will typically 4-bet even wider again and try and make your life a living hell, especially being out of position as well. So, and remember, he's got position since he's the big blind, and then you're going to be under the gun short stack. It's just not a great idea to do. Like, just not a great idea to play that. All right, Queen 10 offsuit, going to fold. Some of these hands you got to realize, you might play them and think, oh, why don't you play them? You should be opening them. But the reason is, what happens when someone 3-bets you? You're going to be out of position, playing for a bigger pot. And typically you don't want to be calling with those hands. You want to be raising with those hands. It's another story when you've got ace queen suited, or some type of ace suited hand. You can play multi-way pretty well, and you're going to draw to the nuts opposed to someone opposed to someone queen 10 offsuit. You hit the queen, you just don't know where you're going to be. You could be dominated against ace queen, king queen, multi-way, out of position. You can see where I'm going. And plus, if someone three bets and we call, the SPR is going to be like, it's just starts getting lower, but the pot just gets huge. And if you get a huge draw, you got to get outpriced a lot. And it's usually not going to get a combo draw because you don't have a flush draw. Ace 5, really got to take a tight lay down here. The flush is here, and we're just drawing to a straight pretty much. Just ignore the ace because the flush is there, and pretty easy multi-way for someone to have a 10. So quite an easy lay down with an ace. So if you're one of those people, I've got an ace, I've got a pair, I need to call it down. Yeah, in that situation, you're just going to be burning everything. Going to be folding here. So typically, I do call three bets from the blinds, especially from the button. But if you notice, he's only got 64 big blinds. So, and those type of players will typically decide to go all in, pretty much on the flop. And depends, they could have pocket pairs, then decide to go all in pre-flop. So we just get out of the way. It's fine. We're not getting bullied or anything. We're just we just don't see enough money in there. 7-3 is an easy fold. Just waiting for the next hand. Currently playing 5 tables at the moment. All right, we'll fold that. Okay, so pot's relatively low. He didn't 3-bet. I'm going to bet this one. Typically, he's going to call with an ace. If he doesn't have an ace and he hasn't got a pair, he's just going to fold out. So there's not much to look at that hand. Ace 2 against the cutoff. Just going to fold this one. We don't finish the action. Big blind could still wake up with the hand. I'm going to check this one out. It could still very well have an ace here. So we can fold the river. Because think about it this way. What's he calling with? If he checks to us now, yeah, so we can fold here. There's actually no draws as well, so the board's quite dry. So that's another reason why we can make a fold there. Because what else is he calling with on the flop when we do a bet? If he's got pocket queens, he's not betting there. And we beat them. And I don't think a king's going to be ultra happy betting. 7's under the gun. We'll go from there. Alright, so keep an eye on the 7's hand. Hold on a sec. No diamond. We're just going to check here. A little bit different compared to... pretty different compared to the other hands that we played from... when we c-bet. The reason is he's got more 6s in his range than we do. And he's got more jacks in his range. Although we do have jacks as well in it. We'll probably have a lot of ace jacks in their hand. But he also has king jack, queen jack. Alright, short stack again. Just going to make a tight lay down. If someone else calls along the way, it gives us more motivation to call. Alright, we'll go for the ride. Sometimes you can raise here because you want to fold out the medium pairs. Alright, so we've got the ideal scenario. We're just going to check here. Hopefully one of these guys take a stab at the pot. So when we check there, we're just saying we've got a high possibility someone else has got a hand and they're going to bet for us. They didn't. That's unfortunate. So we're going to bet quite small. I don't think they're going to be very strong here. Unfortunate. You couldn't bet any stronger. I guess even jacks could be folding there. We'd have to play it pretty passive to actually get some type of play. Oh, normally I'd bet this one, but I'm just going to check this one out. We do have a gut shot, and the ace hits our range. Actually, it doesn't hit our range. It doesn't hit our range. We probably shouldn't have bet that one. So we led into the regional raiser there. So he made the raise. We just called. Ace king's folding. We're not going to play this one because even an ace or a king is probably not going to be good enough there. Yeah, it raises us. Like I said, we should not have played. He's a reg as well, so he knows how we play a little bit as well. So yeah, we shouldn't have played a bet there. The only reason why we did bet, we did have a gut shot and we wanted to charge some diamonds, but yeah, it's just he smashes all over that board. We've got the caps range, he doesn't. So he's got the range advantage as well. So we should not have bet there. All right, we got jacks in the medium position. Got a few regs on the line at the moment, so get a call. Could easily have pocket pairs. We should have better ones than his, hopefully. It's folding out the other hands. We'll keep an eye on the jacks though. We'll open up jack 9 from the button. All right, so we'll represent, and 10 or a queen comes out. We do have a gut shot, so we can bet there. You could call this with a king. Could be behind there a lot of the times. Definitely cool. Opening up queen 7 suited. Raises us. We're just going to fold out here. He's going to make a play against us a lot of times. He could easily have ace check there. Didn't have a gut shot. 6 is pretty short. I'm actually going to call. If they raise, I'm probably going to fold though. All right, queen 7. We do have a queen, but not a great kicker. So we don't want to build the pot up. All right, jack's gone. Not happy to call the raise. I'm gonna call this one, see what happens. It's just the bluff catcher. We did underwrap ourselves there. All right, we'll open up king 10 suited. All right, keep an eye on the king 10 suited hand and the ace king hand. Easy fold. Wow. Okay. Let's check here. Just underwrap our hand. You could have queen of spades or jack of spades. Really underwrapped, and he's just gonna. I know he's a bluffer as well. Checking here. So the reason why I'm actually say I told you he's a bluffer, and he's just gonna fold out here. I'm gonna call. This ain't great. He could easily have a queen here. I hope to see a check. I don't think we can bet. King Jack could have fought like 4-bet there. 4-9's easy gone. We gotta go back. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it goes all in, and we're just gonna go all out here. It's disgusting. Flush is there, but the queen is definitely gonna be there as well. We do have 2 pairs, but it's less likely. Less a 2 pair there is just gonna turn into a bluff. It's a spot where it's gonna be underblocked a lot. So I don't think 2 pair like I think it was say king 10 or king jack is like betting there. I just don't see it. So we take the lay down. You'll see with the king 10 hand, he would have just folded anyway. The one where he hit the flush. There was not much there to see. Unless he did call, but the only thing you're hoping for is no, I'm not getting to it. That's alright. Call 6-7, yes. We do have position this time. And we've got jacks. We've got a decent hand. Alright, let's bet into this one. We can't afford another club. Alright, got a set. This guy's extremely unlucky against us today. Definitely calling with jacks. Never have a gut shot. We don't want to build up the pot too much. Our hand is still vulnerable, so it's a little bit of a tightrope at the moment, so to speak. Let's check behind. Can't handle a raise. If you can't handle a raise, don't bet. Call with 2s. Just trying to spike a 2 there. That's all. Now we can call. I think if he had a queen, he would have bet there on the turn because his hand's vulnerable. Then just decides to go all in. It's going to go all out. He could also think that we're capped as well. or we make a ton of folds. That could be true as well. But he could also have a flush. So there's two reasons there why he wouldn't bet the queen. Either he's already made a hand. So maybe he got the flush already. He's got a straight already. There is a ton of reasons why. Bet the set here on the river. Bit lucky. See if he makes the call. It's taking a long time. We'll raise nines. Yeah, he was just folded. That's fine. Some people just take a long time to fold. King Jack just got to fold there under the gun. 7 ways. But yeah, hopefully the hand makes sense with the pocket Jack's hand. Like I said, it's a fine line and it's a really hard hand to play. But we were drawing to a flush as well. So it's a fine line of having the best hand to just being beat as well. Okay, multi-way. I'm just going to call with nines. We can go for one more. The bet was pretty low. If he checks here, definitely checking again. Do not want to bet ourselves. Because if we bet here, we're just value betting ourselves. We can still have the best hand. We do have a little bit of showdown value. But yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to have the best hand there. When he leads in, like if he does check there, he's going to have some like minor pocket pairs, like baby pairs, medium pairs that we do beat sometimes. But to be still in the hand after that narrows his range a little bit. So he's going to at least have top pair or second pair, which we can't beat. The only thing we do beat there is just a bluff. But remember, it was somewhat multi-way on the flop, which means it's a lot easier for someone to actually have a decent hand. When it's heads up, like when you're playing heads up, you know, just a pair is gold sometimes. Like you can just hit a pair and, you know, you can pretty much go for stacks. All right, so we're playing 6 tables now, but that's the most I'll put on. So between 4 and 6. This way we get to talk about the hand, and as well we get to we also get to what do you call it? Just grind a little bit as well. Easy fold with 10-9. Got the big blinds. We don't close down the deal. End up in a sandwich, which is not great. I'm going to open King 2 suited. It's probably not recommended, but we're going to do it anyway. People tend to overfold sometimes against under the gun. We'll try and take advantage of that. And hopefully you get the ace of hearts come out. Which usually you would hate an ace, but this time we would actually like to see the ace of hearts come out. Alright, we'll create the 2. We'll turn the 2 into a bluff and we can play. Hopefully we can hit trips. We do have a decent kicker as well. Gonna open up the button with a6. Not a great hand. Alright, King 2. Ooh, he's playing well. Sometimes against deep stacks as well. Deep stacks, he's a reg as well. Deep stacks can feel like they're invincible, so they're going to be calling a lot more as well. Since the board's paired up, this hits our range, misses his a little bit. But that is continued. We pretty much kiss everything goodbye. 5-4, just going to call behind, 3-way, but we close the action down to have a flush draw. Check with Jack 8. Not going to bet into the razor. Remember, he opened up from late position. So we both could have any two cards at this stage. Alright, we'll call. We do have a flush draw, but we are still vulnerable. Bets into us. We're going to fold. Don't like the ace high. 5-3 simple fold. We'll try and steal it with Jack 8 because he's been checking the whole time. Everyone's checking to us, so we're going to bet this one. We do have a flush draw if we're wrong, but because everyone's checking to us, they're saying, oops, scared. Hopefully no check, no check raise. And the reason why we're also aggressive, remember we've only got 5 high. Everyone else is folded, but we're gonna pull. We're gonna call here. Do have ace blocker. We've got a bit of history against Soul Crushers. Soul Crushers is the type that's quite tight and does raise a little bit larger on the pre side. You know, pre flop decides to raise a little bit higher because they know that we play a little bit wider pre flop. So that's their adjustment against us. We'll just simply call. We could raise, but we don't want to scare the customer away. They're going to know that we chase a lot as well. Wasn't a great run out for us, I guess. They didn't probably have aces or a pocket pair. We will check out what they had though. All right, let's have a look. It's taking a while to load up. Go back to it and make sure we play out the other hands first. Didn't see bet this one. 3-way pot. Ace 5, gonna fold. We dominate there a lot of the times against the big blinds. Same thing again, just gonna fold with ace jack. He's gonna have a lot of equity there. Pretty much gonna have no fold equity. So there's only gonna be one way to make the hand, and that's well, him avoiding his flush or straights. And you never know, he could also have a set or 2 pairs, but we're only likelihood of just getting to a pair. So if you're only going to hit an ace or hit a pair anyway, and they're drawing to a flush or a straight, then there's going to be big trouble. That still didn't load up. It's a bit frustrating. Yeah, it didn't show. Unfortunate. We're going to raise this one. Pocket threes. The reason why I do raise. Raising against Olympia here as well. Isolating. King 8's a fold. We'll open up 4-2 from the button. Very wide. Anyway, the reason why I do raise with the threes. Pretty much just saying, I don't want anyone else to just call. I want more people to either raise or fold. And then when we do hit our set, we're not going to use, we're not going to lose a lot. Not a bad flop for us, but it's not great. But we're going to bet because we can get a diamond, we can hit a straight. Looks like this one too. We ain't got 4 high, but we hit a 4, but there's so much potential for this hand. All right, threes are in trouble, but I'm going to bet this one. Raises us. I'm going to call once. I don't agree with it, but I was hoping to get a diamond. All right, 4-2s connect, or just continuing on. We still have a gut shot. We just got to check here on the river. He could be chasing a lot and missed. Yeah, or he's just hit as well. Anyway, probably should have just folded the raise. I'm gonna call. Yeah, he had a 7. Wow. He was bluffing. I was right. He was bluffing though. Not on the river, but with the check raise, he was bluffing. So our read was right, just on the river. His hand improved. That's why his sizing was a bit more bigger as well. So we probably should have respect the size. All right, I got a raise against Sol. Like you said, $3.50. Wow, just goes all in. All right, we're gonna fold against two other players. Ace King. Oh wow. I'm still happy with the fold. Would have been just a chop. Yeah, it's actually a huge adjustment you have to play on this site because you've got a lot of players who will just. It's actually worth calling with an Ace King, where you still have your needy players, but they're a lot harder to find in this site. All right, we'll bet this one. He's need to defend. A lot of straight draws, flush draws out there, so a lot of second best hands. Three still could be good here. So, and we're very vulnerable, so we're gonna bet there and hope to get some folds. Ooh, we got aces. Yeah, okay. Ace 3 is folding. He's either got a huge chunk of equity or, he's saying he's got a monster already. The only thing we do beat is like a monster combo, but even then, it's going to be hard to beat. Alright, so let's get a bet into Ironheart here. We did raise up pre-flop. We could have raised range bet, which is a bit on the smaller side. We're just going to call King 6 suited. To have top pair. Less likely someone's going to hit here with the 2 5s on the board. But since our kick is so bad, we don't mind keeping the pot relatively low. He's bet small, which is nice. If he's got aces, we're in trouble. But apart from that, I think we're pretty good. So I think I'm just going to go for a check bet. What is it? A check bet scenario. Got a gut shot with Queen 10. We got trips now. Nice. We'll flat King Queen. I overbet this one. Oh, he snap calls. Has he got the 5? No. So we made it look bluffy. We're definitely raising trips. We'll call. We do have a gut shot. Let's go into it and just gamble. Is this short stack anyway? I can still fold though. Because the board's already tripped up, I'm gonna fold. Already full houses out there. We're only drawing one, really want a king. That's about it. Unless they've already got an ace, then we're really in trouble. Yeah, he's thinking. We don't really care what he does, to be fair. He's gonna do a ton of folds as well. I think he's just tanking the fold. Could be wrong though. All right, we'll take it. Jack 5's gone. Let's see what hand. So we would have got the straight on the river. So that's a bit unfortunate. Because if we check there, he's probably shit jamming into us thinking that we're weak. Alright, got a range bet this one. Don't always range bet there, but if we get a 10, we do have a gut shot. Goes over the top, makes our luck much easier. Alright, we'll complete with Queen 8. Do have middle pair. Do have some type of middling, Jack comes out or something like that. You do have a gut shot. So we did have a backdoor straight, but really can't put too much into it. All right, trying to close it down with the fold. Okay, we're going to overbet this one. Got trips. Do block Jack 10. No, we don't block Jack 10. All right, open ender. Check this one out. Don't want to bet. Don't want to bet here. Gonna get raised off the hand. Plus, there's a flush out there coming. Set of hearts. So we'll call. But it's still dangerous if a heart comes out like this. We're just in trouble. Top pair. It's just not great. We'd rather have made the straight. And then it's just an easy lay down. You got to find out he's just going to have an ace. Ace of hearts there at least, minimum. Whether or not he's got a flush or not is another story, but he's got us crushed. He's either got a ton of equity against us, but I think he's already got the flush. So that was the last thing we did. And that's why you could even to that big, was that a big blind bet on the flop, you could probably fold there, knowing that our hand was just going to be in a lot of trouble unless we hit the straight without a heart. And we had poison cards, so even more so, we could have made a tight fold, which looks like ludicrous because it was an open ender. All right, ace four, get a call. We're in position here. They're decent stacked. I'll get a call here against queen, gold skull. And we'll raise with ace queen. In the small blind, you want to go for a raise fold scenario. Goes over the top. I don't know. I'm just going to go all in, gamble against this person. I don't really think he's trying to get us to play. There you go. He didn't want us to play. The read was that size bet was just very bad. Like he's not. He just doesn't want to call. He wants us just to fold and doesn't know how to play. Gonna bet this one. There's gonna be flush draws. Alright, so that was a decent hand. Come out of nowhere. You got to really keep an eye out, I guess, for those hands. Yeah, Jack 6 is gone. Yeah, it looks like we got the fold with the paired hand before on the flop. That's fine. King Queen. It's gonna call behind. If we raise here, short stack's probably gonna shove or bet again. So we want to keep him in the hand. We don't really care about everyone else. We do have position. We still have to be trade careful because a lot of people have straight draws now, flush draws, which means that we need to not let them in like so easily. We could still be losing this hand quite easily though. I was going to call that one. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Wasn't a great hand anyway. Alright, we'll open up ace jack. I got a fold actually. I'd rather get the fold than... Okay, we'll just fold here. We could go for a light four bet. I haven't been doing as much light four betting on this site. I'm not sure why, but I think since I've played this, like you've known the amount I've played in the past, I haven't dropped the how much I've played. I've played a lot of quantity, like a lot of hands on this site. So yeah, I don't know. I think I've made like one or two light four bets. That's about it. I'm just gonna call with ace two. Try and keep everyone's spades in. We dominate. No, we'll make a play here. We will call three bets. A bit small into us. We're gonna call. Yeah, ace nine's gonna call. We're gonna be heads up. Second pair could be good here. You never know. 9-8's gonna call. Like I said, call three bet. Got a few hands going, so we'll be a little bit tighter. Make sure. Bets again. I'm just gonna fold the ace. 9-8, probably gonna let go. Get a bet here. Got second pair, top pair. Second pair, top kicker. So I'm more than happy to bet. 9-8, just gonna let go, like I said. Do have an open ender and a flush draw, so I'm gonna call. And we didn't raise, so you could think that we're a little bit weaker as well. So we're playing a little bit passive. At the moment, I don't mind playing more of a what do you call it? I don't mind call. Oh, I actually got to raise this one. I hope he doesn't have like ace jack. That'd be nasty. If he jams, he's got to have an ace, the ace of hearts. We're betting so big here. I think he made the fold. Yeah, nice. Okay, fair enough. We made the raise anyway. Sometimes these guys will think that we're playing pretty scared against them, and they think that they're dominating us. But sometimes it's just don't think that way. It's just we haven't hit hands, and eventually they're going to run into our monsters. It's all patience, really, in the end. We'll call. Pretty big bet though. We're here to play. Definitely a gambling hand. We've got second pair, good kicker. Good news, bad news. King 8 has now hits second pair. Not really happy with this hand. Do have a backdoor, so we're going to call this one. Do have a backdoor flush, so if a spade comes out again. If it's the ace of spades, we are drawing to a decent hand. I'm going to call one more. You could have queen jack, queen. Yeah, you could still have second best hand here. Because he's trying to bet his draws. Alright, shows weakness. We'll attack it. Yeah, 5-9-7. It's fine. He showed a bit of strength before. Gave us reasons to make the fold. And we fell for his trap. That's fine. He's that type of player. But just think of it this way. If we make that play where we've got a set and he goes over the top, he's just going to run into us, isn't he? So he's playing with fire. He just doesn't know it. So when they want to do that, making our play very easily, well, very easy. Like if he just calls there, then you never know. But his hand could be vulnerable too. He could be trying to exploit us as well with our folds. Yeah, we didn't get any help on the board after, so I'm glad we made the fold. Yeah, more than likely he's going to have an ace there. Okay, so we do have a gut shot. We bet's big on a flush board with trips with an ace kicker. Okay, so he does like to value bet his hands. Just folding out all of the junk. Gonna raise this one a little bit wide, I know, but yeah, we didn't get there. Don't feel like bluffing a small pot, and we didn't need to actually won the hand there. Just quite funny. 5-4 suited. We're gonna call. Oh, we're in the hand. We've got a gut shot and a second pair with a back door. Goes all in. Let's do it again. See what happens. Maybe they got a good this time, but we were right last time. Okay, got trips. Nice. Same player again. Could be just tilting. Alright, we need to play a little bit faster because we're sitting out on some hands now. Got a backdoor. Got a call. That's one good card at least. I like to see a check to us. Should have the best hand. There we go. Nice. If they check to us, I don't think we could value bet there. I like to think of it this way: if you get a bet there for 2 to 5 big blinds, and then I guess you could make a hero call against the shove or something. It'd be pretty sick. Just gonna call with 2s. I got top pair. Let's go for it. Top kicker. 6-4s. Just too expensive for the 12 big blinds. Have played against that guy before who just opened. Alright, we'll try and steal it. We'll go back to that one before. Yeah, we've played against the fishy before. Quite an aggressive player. Alright, we'll bet one more. Hopefully he does a lot of folds. It's a scare card. Yeah, we're not playing fast enough now. I'm trying to explain too much. Should win this one. Yeah, maybe 6 is too many. Bets into us. He didn't call before. Oh, he called before, so. And we just checked on the river. And pocket 2s, we just can't win a bluff. So you can realize they're bluffing, but just make sure that you can beat the bluff. We do have 5-4 suited in the mix. Try and steal it. He folded. All right. I think that player's left. Yeah. Oh, and the fishy's in that spot now too. What we can do is just close this table down. That's what we'll do. We'll close that table down because 6 was just a little bit too much. So we'll go to 5. And we're hitting a few hands all at the same time, which is a little bit stressful, but we don't need to be stressful. And plus the time bank seems to be quite low, so I think it's going to be very thankful that raised us. All right, we're going to raise here with aces. Not really sure what he's going to do. He's got queens in my jam. Looks like he's tanking. Tanking because he's got nothing. He's going to make a fold. Yeah. Unfortunate. But if we just call there, you know, he's going to have hands where, yeah, he might actually catch a set or you get him in there for cheap. Where if he's got kings and queens, he might go over the top and jam and then, you know, happy days. Just trying to keep things a little bit simple. Slow playing monster hand, like pocket pairs, just premium pocket pairs, just not a great way to play. So far, this session's been pretty good. Mainly because of that one player, but if you have a look at the other, these are the other tables though. We're not doing too bad. So start off with 100 big blinds. So this one's at 163. So one's at 131. 101. So you got 2 tables that aren't great. Some of the other hands would probably, the other tables are the ones we tried to make a play and they probably failed. Yeah, 5 isn't too bad. It's a little bit slower. So it's a bit more chill. In the big blinds, hopefully just defend this one. 8-5. We do have a gut shot, but it doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, pocket queens. What I'll do is bring table to the top. So what will this do? This will help me, because I'm struggling keeping up with it at the moment. I will defend. We'll fold this one. Just need to be a little bit faster, just while the time bank's a little bit low. Running out of time way too quick. I'm not really sure how much time bank you actually have, but we're just trying to make up the time at the moment with faster decisions. 9-7, we're in the dealer button. Does call. Since the small blind does call, it just opens up for the big blinds to go over the top. Okay, so now if we bet here and we get raised on, he's going to have a ton of overpairs. 6-4, just going to fold here for some reason. The small blind shouldn't have called the last hand. If you think the big blind's is going to come along a lot, come along a lot with just calling, then you can flood a lot. But the higher rate, the higher, what am I saying? The higher the fucking, I can't even talk. Let's bet this one. The higher the stakes, then the more they're gonna raise. I'm not happy, but I'm cool. Yeah, should have been a fold. That one's, that's sort of stung, that one. But that's okay. What we'll do, we'll call it a session. But yeah, it's been a really good session. We did well. I still think he could have easily had probably higher pocket pairs. Once he raised on the river, though, it was probably a clear fold. He's either going to have a flush there or, at least have us out kicked. But on this site, they don't always have the nuts when they do raise, as you can see what we've noticed before. All right, we'll sit our next hand. And we'll play the sevens. There's going to be a lot of straight draw, flush draws. I'm going to fold this one. There's no point chasing this one. You're only hoping that he misses all his draws. But he's going to have a huge chunk of equity against you. It's just not going to be worth it. All right, just waiting for the sevens. Soul Catcher. Deeper stacked here. Hits the king probably a lot of times. I know from histories they're quite tight, so we could just fold this one and just stay out of it. And that's fine. And saying that, as you can see, we've got 78 here. But we do have a few bonuses coming our way. And we'll probably try and play a little bit more after. That last hand really did affect us, like the trips over trips, where they did hit us a little bit harder. We would have been probably sitting around 80 instead. But yeah, those little things. But we're still clawing our way through the grinds, through the welcome bonus. And if you like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. I know it's a little bit awkward through just trying to learn how many tables to do and talk through them. 5 seems to be pretty good as well. It gets a little bit harder when you actually have a few difficult hands. Like we handled the Jacks hand pretty good. I think you could see where the Jacks was heading. The Jacks was kind of like those. It was a tightrope where you could often have the best hands, win a lot, lose a lot. So it was just very, very close. Anyway, guys, thanks. See you next time. Bye.